Hello and welcome to round 8 of 7GR Season 3. Today we are at Canada. This is Tier 2. Today could be an interesting race with a few people such as Brendan, who's currently looking for his 5th podium in a row at the moment, as well as Visions looking for his 6th podium after taking a victory last week. We also have Derek, who returns to the grid after missing the last 4 races, as Zeno unfortunately leaves there. Must be a connection issue. So we'll see who the first person to leave the garage is, as we can hear the engine starting up now. Is that a Haas there, who's just left, and a Mercedes we can see, as well as an Alfa Romeo, an AlphaTauri. So this is going to be a dry quali, obviously. We see Brendan on his outlap, Vaughan on his outlap, Adam on his outlap, Depri on his outlap, Winnets on their outlap, and Robbed. All the people out at the moment, as well as Will FC. And we can see a few more people leaving the pit lane, as the Red Bull of Dan Cook leaves the pit lane. So as we see the first drivers coming up to the line, coming through to the wall of champions, we may see a few retirements here in this race. Even in Tier 1 at the start of Season 3, we saw a few retirements here. As we have Vaughan now starting his hot lap. Very nice through the first few corners here. Nice and smooth. Round to this chicane. Not going too close to the wall there. Avoid his wing damage. Smooth along this section of the track. Onto the first DRS straight. Takes gear 4 through that chicane. As we come up to the straight, up to the hairpin. Will it be a quick one for him? It will. As we can see, 2 Alphas and a Racing Point going through there as well. Onto the second DRS straight at the track. Goes past the wall of champions now. Using all the curb there. Careful not to hit the wall. The final DRS straight. And across the line with a 110.5. Will that be good? We don't know yet. As Depri goes with a 109.9. And we see a Haas come across the line here. It's Winnets with a 109.8 now. Will FC the next to cross, but he's got invalidated. Renault have Robbed, starting his hot lap. Or no, he's got invalidated. We see the AlphaTauri of Dawid, who comes across with a 110.4. There's quite a bit of variation through these first 4 that have completed their laps at the moment, as we have the Red Bull starting his timed lap now, and the other Red Bull coming across the line with a 113.8. So not the best lap for there, maybe had the engine down. As we see Toto coming across the line now with a 110.126, which puts him in 3rd place for now. And his teammate I believe, starting his hot lap now. Again. Yeah, but nice and smooth. Not going too close to the wall there. Keep it tight. Get a good amount of curb there, he does. Into the first DRS straight. Coming up to the hairpin as there is yellow flag. Williams letting past one of the Red Bulls. He's gone purple sector 2 and he's lost it. He's gone round. So that is Depri, who will probably go into the pit now. As we have Williams of Podgy Porter coming across the line, but he's invalidated. As we have Toto setting a 109.796, puts him up to first for now. The Haas coming out the pit lane. Next driver to cross the line will be Will FC if he's doing a lap, but I don't think he is. He's on 3% ERS. Although he maybe. He's going to go for it. Long the start finish straight. Will he go quicker? No, he will not. As we have a Racing Point of RL Pool, who's about to start his first hot lap. We go back a tiny bit and we have Visions, the previous race winner, looking to expand on his row of podiums. I believe he has scored one in every 7GR race as he goes into the pit lane, not completing that hot lap on the mediums. As a McLaren goes across the line here. Start his hot lap now. No new times so far. Patrick Roberts starting his hot lap. We have Renault starting his first hot lap. So we've got a few people on hot laps now. As Brendan is also starting his first hot lap. The Haas coming out the pit lane. Will he get out of the way? Should do. So we have Mercedes of Kuninch, I believe that is, starting a hot lap as well. So most people now on their hot laps or already having done a lap. As we have an AlphaTauri about to start his hot lap as well. See if he can improve on his time. As he locks up into the first corner, small lock up there. Williams coming across the line here. Podgy Porter, don't believe he improved there. McLaren here. As he goes 11th, 123.6, so he must have spun during that lap at some point. Mercedes of Brendan invalidates on his lap. That's another thing you have to be very careful for around Canada, invalidating at that final chicane, as it invalidates not only your current lap, but the lap that you are about to do. As Kuninch comes across the line, what will he go? A 110.7 on the dot, puts him in 8th position right now with a purple sector 3. Dan Cook about to start his next lap, see if he can improve on that 1 minute 13. As an AlphaTauri comes up to the line. Dawid goes first for now with a 109.3, puts him 0.4 ahead of Toto in second, who is still in the pit lane. As we have the Haas of Vaughan coming across the start-finish straight now. Will he improve? Yes, he will. Only one position, 110.111. RL Lely goes with a 109.86 as a Racing Point crosses the line. RL Pool. An AlphaTauri coming across the line there. Doesn't improve. Another Haas coming across the line here. Is it Winnets? It was. Does not improve as well. We have Robbed about to start another hot lap. As I believe Vision's there. Is it Dan Coot? No, it's Dan Coot. Starting his hot lap. Vision's on his hot lap. Purple sector 2. Currently looking quite a good lap. So there's yellow flags in the sector ahead. We're going into the pit lane. He keeps it smooth. Uses a lot of the curb there. Very close to the wall. Visions goes across the line and it's pole for now. 109.246. Will that stay pole? Or will somebody improve? As we have Will coming along this back straight. He'll definitely be looking to improve on that 1:12. Most drivers in the top 10 should be getting in the 1:9s. Yeah. So we have Patrick, Robert and Brendan on their outlaps. Brendan, another strong driver in tier 2. Will FC on his hot lap. We have an AlphaTauri of Adam coming to start his first hot lap of the session. 6 minutes to go. He's left this one quite late. As well as Patrick Robert also starting his first hot lap now. But he's gone invalidated. So that will have been at the Wall of Champions, that chicane there. With McLaren coming out the pit lane. Is that low fuel there for Depre? Or is he just waiting for cars to go past? As we have Brendan is going to start his hot lap here. Derek still not out yet. And we have Adam coming up to the hairpin now. As he goes purple sector 2. Derek joins back, that'll be why he hasn't set a hot lap yet. He's looking quite fast around here at the moment. Coming up to the final 2 corners. Not utilising the curb as much as we've seen some of the other drivers do. But he goes 11th with a 110.7. 110.7 there. Cool on his outlap. And Patrick Robert, I believe, has just started his first hot lap. Yellow flags where he's just gone through. As we have the Mercedes of Brendan with a 108.3. 9/10 ahead of Visions behind him. That is a very good lap. Just check what the pole time for tier 1 was this season. It was Thomas with a 108.5. So he's beaten the 7GR tier 1 pole time by 2/10 there. That is a very good lap there. As we see Ferrari of Fresh Ibrahim across the line. No. Patrick Robert coming across the start finish straight now. Puts him into P9 with a 109.9. Just getting out of those 1:10s. And McLaren coming up to the line now. Does not improve. Robbed coming down this back straight now. See if he can improve anywhere. Only 3 minutes and 45 seconds left of the session. So drivers like Zeno and Derek that haven't gone out yet, they'll be looking for a lap to put in soon. As Will goes into the pits as well. Zeno is currently out on track, as well as Derek. They'll be looking to put their laps in here. Podgy Porter on his hot lap now. See if he can get his way into the top 10. As Brendan also on a hot lap, going through the hairpin now. I think this could be an in lap actually. RL Lenny getting a bit of a slipstream from the racing point there. Got these people waiting now. A slipstream along this back straight can be very good. However, you don't want to carry that with the car in front of you into any of the corners on this track. The high speed corners and having dirty air can very much mess up your lap. Brendan's still out on track, must be in low fuel mode. As we have Podgy Porter also going into the pit lane. Racing point of RL Pool also into the pit lane. So I assume drivers will now be looking to put on a final set of tyres. As Brendan retires from the session. I don't think he believes he can improve on that time. But has he got too confident? I don't believe he has. That was a very, very quick lap time there from him. We have Depri. Will he pit as well? Get some fresh tyres on? He will. Winnett's also coming up now. This could be very close if he decides to pit here. He might not have enough time. I don't believe he will have enough time. No, he's not going to pit. He's going to do his lap. We see him come across the first two corners now. A lot of curb there. He'll be looking to sneak his way into that top 5 probably. Maybe even get himself on the front row. But is he going to get held up by Kunich here? Or is he going to get a slight slipstream? No, Kunich gets out of the way as he goes purple sector 1. As RL Pool retires from the session. Come along now, McLaren in front of him. It would be ideal if he got a slipstream from this McLaren. That would definitely improve his time. RL Lenny getting out the way now, not giving any advantage to his opponent. Coming along the back straight now. These final two corners can be very decisive for a lap. Gets the maximum there, but he loses the back end slightly. And does not improve. It does improve, sorry, with a 1 minute 9.6. So a good lap there. Kunich now starting his next hot lap, his final hot lap. This will be. We see him pass Zeno there. Not many drivers using all of that curb. Kunich doesn't go tight to the wall as he could do there. He'll get a lot of curb here though. He'll get a good run onto this next straight. We have Visions also ahead at the hairpin with a purple sector 2. Will he be able to beat that time of a 1 minute 8.3? We'll have to see. Brendan currently looking like he's going to have a comfortable win round here. Does Visions have anything to say about that? Also loses his back end like we saw from Winnett's earlier. As he gets into the 108s as well. I didn't think we'd see anyone else in the 108s today. It was a very good time there. Winnett's clearly not doing fast lap there. And nor is Fresh Ibrahim. Derek into the pit, Zeno also. So that will be it for qualifying then, I believe. So this is our current order for now. We have Brendan and Visions lining up the front row. In the second row we have Depre and RRL Pool with Dawid and Rob just behind them. Winnits and Toto take the next row, with Lenny and Patrick Robert finishing up those top 10 starting on the softs. Next we have Vaughan and Kunich just outside the top 10. They'll be looking to maximise their strategy with Podgy Porter, Adam, Dan Cook, Fresh Ibrahim, Dylan, Will, Derek and Zeno just behind them. So that is the order for today. Some good battles we might see along track will be between RRL Pool and Depre. They got two very close times, just a thousandth of a second separating them in qualifying today. As well as Robbed and Winnits with less than 300ths between them. We have Vaughan and Kunich. Kunich may be looking to get his way up into the points today. As Podgy Porter, Adam, also looking quite close in terms of time at the moment. Dan Cook and Fresh Ibrahim as well. I'm not sure what the game's doing here with Zeno doing another lap here. I'm sure he'll either go into the pit and cross the line, and that'll be it. So obviously the drivers to look out for that first position battle are going to be Brendan, Visions, and I believe Depre and Paul could get themselves in it as well. Depending on strategy around it, we could see some very good fights. I believe it is a one-stop if you really push the maximum out of your tyres. If not, I believe it is a soft, medium, soft, or a soft, medium, medium. But I believe you can do a soft, hard. Drivers outside the top 10, Vaughan and Kunich, going to be especially interested in getting the maximum out of their strategy today. See if they can make up a few places with an undercut, or having to do that one less pit stop possibly. The difference between the hards and the mediums around here is quite significant. And obviously this track is actually surprisingly good for overtaking, with 4 places really and a few heavy braking zones. Obviously you have the 3 DRS straights and the straight before the hairpin, and as well as the hairpin, the heavy braking zone. You can see overtakes going into that final chicane, but it is very, very risky. Podgy Porter qualifying on the mediums there, and still staying ahead of these drivers behind him. Zeno not putting in a time in the end. I wonder what we might be able to see from him. Obviously in tier 1 we saw Addict go from last on the grid and finish on the podium. So Brendan tops the times with a 108.335. Vision's the only other driver to get in those 108s with a 108.8, 4 tenths behind Brendan. And then another 5 tenths behind Visions, we have Depre here. Just 1,000th of a second behind him, we have RRL Pool. Under a tenth behind him, we have Dawid. And then 3 tenths behind Dawid, Robbed. Very close to Robbed as well is Winnits. Toto looking like he's got a good amount of pace around here as well, with RRL Lenny behind him. Patrick Robert exactly 1.6 seconds behind Brendan. So 1.6 seconds separates first from 10th. So that is quite a broad gap. So by the looks of it, it's a dry race. We may see some rain. Obviously we know Canada can have some rain. It often does. Which would definitely be good for this race, I reckon. Seeing as we have such separated times and close times between a few people. There's just pairs of people there that are going to be battling throughout the race. We could see quite a bit of overtaking done. Obviously, it's not a long stretch to that first corner as somebody starts. Obviously, we can still see some people go up into that first corner, and it is you have to get a good start here as well. If there is someone by your side into that first corner, the outside line is the best for turn 1, as it gives you that inside for turn 2, and then turn 3, and the outside for turn 4. Waiting for Derek now. So, round 8 of 7GR, here we go. As we are away, Brendan getting a good start, Vision's right alongside him. Is he going to have a go into turn 1? No, Brendan straight across the track. As we have a few overtakes back here, Toto losing a few positions, Patrick Robert going up, Winitz going up as well. Kunich staying in P12. Rob gets back ahead of Toto, fresh Ebrium on Derek. As that's Dan Cook who's gone slightly wide there. Is he missing some front wing? No, by the looks of it not. As Vaughan already has a penalty. So, the order of the top 4 staying the same as Patrick Robert gets past Dowd. We have a go in the hairpin as well? No. Ooh, contact is made. We have a go back at Patrick Robert on this straight, or he's too far back this time now. Brendan going to be the second person to get a 3-second time penalty here. As Vision's still staying with that 1 second, he's going to want that for lap 3. See if he can keep with him. That penalty is going to be significant towards this race, I think, if Visions can just keep that gap. So we have Adam, who's made his way to 11th. Kunich got his way into the points now, starting on the softs. As we have RL Lenny passing Vaughan, and this is in the pit there, and you can see the predicted strategy there. So a 2-stop going to the game, soft medium medium, or a soft medium hard. As we have Will going past his teammate here. With Zeno on some poor connection there, I'm not sure what's going on. Brendan has got Visions out of DRS now as he soars off into that lead. 1.5 seconds, Visions out of DRS range of the person behind him as well. But Poole stays in that range of debris. He'll be looking for a podium today as well. Winans making up quite a few positions as Brendan sets a 1:11.7 for his lap at the moment. We have 3-second time penalty for Will FC. So position changes so far. We have Winans, who's gone up 2 positions. Patrick Robert with 4 positions. Hodgie Porter making the most so far with his 6th position gain. Wow. Lap 3 now. Rob losing 2 positions and Toto losing 1. As there's a yellow flag in sector 2. Don't know what just happened there. Oh no, Winans has gone down. What's happened here? Winans, who was running in P5 after making up a lot of positions off that first lap, has lost his front left end plate. We have RL Poole going for a move on Depri here, using his ERS. He gets past, that puts RL Poole up into 3rd position. We have a few people going past now. Toto moves up. As Adam, as Winans goes into the pitch, so a few people moving up there. Be going for the medium tyres as well. Front wing replacement there. It's an unfortunate incident for Winans there. Sadly, he made up that position to P5. But it has been to the benefit of Patrick Robert now, who gets up another position. as well as Podgy Porter. So I believe that's 7 positions gained for Podgy Porter now, as we see lots of drivers getting track limit warnings. RL Pool able to catch Visions ahead of him. So we have a yellow flag in Sector 3. That's a Mercedes of Kunich! He's clearly spun there. That's not going to be useful for him. I believe he'll probably have some damage there. Yeah, his front left part of his wing severely damaged, and there's a little bite taken of that end plate, I believe I can see there. That's going to be significant there. Toto defending from Adam there, as Visions gets his first time penalty as well. So the order now, we have Brendan, followed by Visions, Paul, who moves up a position over Depre, followed by Patrick Robert, Podgy Porter, robbed, Toto, as Will goes past Kunich as well in the pit lane. Both of them there, as Dowd gets a penalty. Could there have been contact between the two? Will deciding to go for softs again. Kunich going for the mediums. Vaughan makes up a few positions again. As Adam gets past Toto Wolff, using that second DRS straight there. Will Paul be able to have a go at Visions here as well, I wonder? Looks like he will do. Already only on 25% ERS, however. He gets the move done. Paul going up another position into P2. Will he be able to chase down Brendan in first position? As Brendan already looking like lapping Fresh Ibrahim, as Zeno has been robbed, getting his first penalty. Dan Cook and Toto going into the pits now, probably trying to get an undercut here. Tyres will he go for? He'll go for the mediums. So when it's again making another position, he'll be looking to get back into those points after that unfortunate issue. It shouldn't be a problem for him. He's got a good amount of pace around here. As will we see Visions go back at Paul now, as Paul goes quite wide at the hairpin there. Is it severe enough to affect his position there? Not using his ERS, I think he's got a good enough gap, as there is yellow flags put out in Sector 2. It doesn't look like there's anything wrong there. As Visions goes into the pit lane on lap 7, we'll see a few drivers in there this lap as well. The Renault going in out. Visions putting on those medium tyres, as we see a few people in the pit lane now. Robbed getting a front wing replacement here. Mediums to mediums he's going, so he'll be making another stop. Winant gets his first time penalty, I believe. Dowd, who put on the hards, only driver on Vaughan's on hards as well, sorry. The 2 drivers on the track right now. As Derek goes past Winant loses it again. Oh no. As Derek joins back. We can see Podgy Porter just behind Patrick Robert, catching him here. Patrick Robert going to be using his ERS, running low though. Both Podgy Porter and Patrick Robert are running low on their ERS. Red flashing lights are out. They're going to stay out on their tyres. Oh, this could be a close battle between Podgy Porter and Patrick Robert the rest of the race. As RL Pool not catching up to Brendan, but increasing that gap to Depre behind him. We have RL Lenny and Dowd. as Winnets gets 5 seconds of speeding in the pit lane. Oh, it's just rubbing salt in the wound for him now. So we have Toto going past Derek there. It's Fresh Ebrium gets a time penalty there. So we have Podgy Porter going for an overtake on Patrick Robert now. Patrick Robert going into the pit lane. Podgy Porter playing it safe. But his tyres are going to be worn. Could he be trying for that one stop? Patrick Robert going down a few positions now in that pit lane. As Dan Cook gets another time penalty, I believe. Toto Wolff getting past Lenny. Kunich getting past Will. Will be looking to get that back this lap as RL Lenny goes into the pit lane. What tyres will he opt for? He's opted for the mediums. Vaughan ahead of him. He'll be chasing him down. The difference between the hards and the mediums quite big here. As the two Red Bulls are very close to each other. Could we see a move here from Visions on Dan Cook? He's got the ERS and he's got the DRS, he's got the speed on him. He should get this done with ease, he does. As RL Poole has left the session. Podgy Porter also leaving the session. Has there been some kind of connection issue here? Brendan, who is pit and ended up in third now. But only 8 seconds to the leader. And the leader currently in AI because he has disconnected as Kunich goes past Derek there. So Kunich now only 1 position below what he started. As Brendan gets another time penalty here. He needs to avoid getting these. He should win comfortably if he just plays it safe. Zeno getting a time penalty there. Podgy Porter starts losing positions. Another person who I believe disconnected. Going to lose position to Visions here. RL Poole joins back. Derek and Vaughan. As contact between Will and Vaughan there. As Vaughan stays ahead. But Will getting the better run out of the hairpin. Almost making contact there. He'll be looking for that move on Vaughan. Got no ERS left. Does he not realise he's got DRS? As RL Lenny goes past them both. Not sure what's going on with Will here now. We have Dan Cook looking to get past RL Poole now. This is really unfortunate for RL Poole. Left the session again. As Vision's coming up to Adam now. Will get past on this straight. Be back up to second here. Adam not defending, plenty of ERS, but just saving his for a later stage. As Brendan puts a 1:11.048 in. It's the fastest lap. As Depri goes past Poole now as well. Poole losing lots of positions here. His AI has pit for him. Patrick Robert getting a 3-second time penalty as Toto goes past Podgy Porter. Another person who is disconnected as RL Poole joins back now. With Dan Cook now going past RL Poole as Dowd gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. We have our race leader Brendan now. Patrick Robert getting ahead of his teammate. Doward, Dylan getting past Podgy Porter as Doward is in the pit lane. What tyre has he gone for? I believe that's the mediums, yep. So we have Patrick Robert, who'll be looking to get past Dan Cook on this lap, I reckon. Dan Cook now struggling with those tyres, I believe. Fairly worn at this stage in the race as Derek leaves the session. He's going to go around the outside at the hairpin. Done a very good move there, and he'll have DRS as he was behind going through the detection zone. So Patrick Roberts done a very good play there. Winnett's getting a 3-second time penalty. We have Dylan trying to get ahead of Toto. Don't believe he will. It's Toto with his flashing light. He may go for it on this next straight. He turns his ERS on. Toto with no left. Dylan up into the points now. P9 as he goes past Toto there. Going very tight to the wall there. Dylan gets a 3-second time penalty for track limits. Will in DRS range of Vaughan ahead of him. Vaughan with a lot more ERS. So there's a yellow flag in sector 3. Is that a retirement from Winans? It is. Winans, the first person out of this race. So we have Toto. We'll be looking to get past Dylan at some point here. Dylan with a lot more ERS. Toto doesn't want to use too much here. Braking early into that chicane, doesn't want to hit the back of Dylan there. There's RL Pool. He's back yet? No. Dylan getting past Adam. Adam getting past Dylan again. Adam, I believe, coming out the pit lane there on his fresh mediums now. There's Kunich back to 11th now. 9-lap old mediums. He'll be looking to pit again, but he'll want to stretch those tyres out as much as he can. He started on the soft, so he has done 2 tyre compounds. He may go for the hards though. RL Paul still trying to get back with Derek going past Will here. So Will is in the pit lane now, also going for medium tyres. There's a yellow flag in sector 2. What's happened between Dowd and Vaughan? I think from what we can see so far. Very weird camera angle there. As we have RL Lenny getting past Podgy Porter, Dan Cook into the pit lane. He'll be going for hard tyres here. He'll probably be trying to get to the end of the race on this stint now. Toto in the points still. Kunich going to be looking to get his way up there as his pit window opens. I don't know whose pit window that was, sorry. RL Pool's still really trying to get back in here. I think he's starting to lose hope as Adam gets past him. He was looking at a P2 this race, sadly. It happen now. Visions with 11 seconds behind Brendan, who is winning this race by a large margin now, even with his time penalties. We have Depre following as Will goes past Derek, then having a very good battle here. Another close battle between RL Lenny here, going round the hairpin, seeing if he can get Kunich here. Kunich will have DRS, I believe, on the car of Dan Cook ahead. Will he be going for that move? Dan Cook with a similar amount of ERS to Kunich. He's going to have to use a lot more as he doesn't have that DRS. Kunich still chasing him. not wasting his ERS, being very clever about it now. So we have Podgy Porter, I believe, is back in now, which is good. It's just a shame for RL Pool. Sadly not in yet, as Toto coming up on Dylan here. Dylan going slightly wide there. That's going to give him a bad run into this next straight. Toto really using all of his ERS here. Reaching 0% on almost every straight now. I believe RL Pool isn't going to be able to get back in. As Toto down the inside at the hairpin, not going to get that move done quite. Dylan going to be looking to defend, should do it very easily. Lots of ERS there. So we have RL Lenny still looking at the back of Kunich here. Kunich got his way back. He's going past Dan Kook now. Those tyres, which are 10 laps older. Now DRS on the start finish straight now. We have Toto going to go past Paul here, I believe. Paul really unlucky for him today. So we have Dawid going past RL Lenny. I believe he must have spun there. Toto going to be looking at Dylan this lap, I believe. Dylan still with that larger amount of ERS. Able to defend as Vaughan goes past Podgy Porter, as Podgy Porter disconnected again. I believe he has. Patrick Robert is catching car ahead, I believe. He's got a large gap to him. There's Toto coming up on Dylan here. He's got the slipstream, he's got the DRS, he's using all of his ERS. He's going to brake late into the chicane. No, he's not. He'll play it safe. Keep waiting and waiting and waiting. Wait for that right moment to get past. As Podgy Porter joins back. Kunich now out of DRS range of Dan Kook. There's a yellow flag in sector 1. We'll see what's happened here as Kunich goes past. I believe just people coming out the pit lane making collision. Kunich up into the points again after that unfortunate spin. Brendan's gap has come down now. He can't afford this gap to come down. It's going to be between Brendan and Visions. Who is willing to pit first? Visions will be looking to pit first. Those older laps tyres now. Possibly looking to pit in 2 laps time, do 2 14 lap stints, as that was Winnens, I believe Will, sorry. Yeah, Will off the track there. As Toto getting past Dylan now, up into 7th place. I believe that is where he qualified. Dan Kook losing a few positions now overall. And he's missed his braking marker. Straight into the back of Dawid and now into the pit lane. That's not gone well for Dan Kook. Oh dear. Dawid not suffering too much from that, I don't believe. He might have got a warning for corner cutting, but it's better a warning than losing your front wing. Kunich in P9 now, getting ahead of RL Pool, who is about to lose his position in the top 10, sadly. Debris coming up to lap Will now. As Dylan will be looking to get back at Toto. Toto with an alright amount of ERS, but is it enough to defend from Dylan, as Dylan gets a good exit from the hairpin there. On the DRS straight. He might not get him here, but he will get him on the start finish straight, if not here. Toto run out of ERS. You can see his flashing light. Dylan used all he can for this lap as he goes onto the start finish straight. Both of them with their flashing light on at the moment. Doesn't get past Toto. Toto's staying in P7 then. We have Kunich, who's going to be looking to catch up to Dylan and Toto now. RL Paul, I believe, isn't going to get back in this session though. Kunich has driven a good race at the moment, and Visions, the previous winner from last week, I believe is looking to get his 6th podium in a row, having finished on the podium in every race he's started so far in 7GR. And quite well now, as Dylan is now just about in that DRS range, just flickering on that 1 second mark. He'll have it for this lap, but has Toto been recharging? Not really enough to contain Dylan behind him, as I believe Robbed and Patrick Robert now pitting. Robbed going for fresh mediums, as well as Patrick Robert. They'll be looking to do around 14 laps then on those mediums, which shouldn't be a problem around here. Visions then, I believe, will be looking to pit this lap as Dawid goes past Patrick Robert, and Kunich now in the pit as well. Fresh mediums for him. He's back to P12. Vaughan, Podgy Porter both going ahead of him now. Is Podgy Porter back in? He is. As we have Kunich coming out the pit lane now. He will finish. He'll finish his pit stop back in P14, as there's yellow flags in sector 3. Who is that between? Not sure. It's a Ferrari by the looks of it. As we have Dan Cook, is he going to be looking for that move? No. He's on the soft, so he'll probably be needing to pit again this race. Just a bit of a step out from the back end there. We have Derek coming across the line. I believe Brendan still has that fastest lap. Visions not catching the car ahead here. He's also driven a fantastic race. He's got that ERS. I'm sure he'll be wanting to pit and grab that fastest lap from Brendan for that extra point if he can. As Lenny gets past Dawid here. Kunich looking to catch Vaughan ahead. Dan Kook looking for this move on Will. Both of them getting a very weird exit there. Gonna have DRS on this straight. He'll go for this move. He's got no ERS. He's gonna rely solely on that drag reduction system to get past, and he does. Will now behind Dan Kook. Dan Kook gonna be looking to get the maximum out of those tyres before he has to pit again. Could get fastest lap. I don't think he will. I don't think he quite has that pace, as there is contact between him and Will, as Podgy Porter gets another 3-second time penalty there. So RL Paul is in some more positions, as Robbed and Toto having a battle there, as Toto goes into the pit lane now. What tyres will he go for? I'd assume mediums, as Visions also pit that lap in the fresh mediums, so he's going to be looking to get that undercut on Brendan here. Brendan probably looking to pit this lap now that he's seen Visions gone in, but he stays out. He's going to see if he can stay out longer, get more out of those tyres, maybe looking to stretch them far enough to do a soft stint at the end. Visions now looking to catch back up to Debris, who will probably pit now or in a few laps time. We haven't seen any drivers be claimed by that Wall of Champions yet. I don't think we've seen more than an end plate be lost there yet, if that. As we have Podgy Porter on the back of Toto. Toto on those fresher tyres, looking to catch RRL Lenny ahead. 4 seconds ahead of him. And that gap is coming down now. He's used a lot of his ERS, Toto has. Probably going to be looking to charge that for a smarter decision. See how much he can get while still catching RRL Lenny ahead, as Fresh Ebron gets past Derek, and Depre gets a time penalty. Hodgie Porter no longer in DRS, and Toto rapidly catching RL Lenny ahead of him now. As we have RL Lenny getting a 3-second time penalty there for multiple warnings. Only drivers without penalties at the moment, as Dowd gets another time penalty. Only drivers without penalties are Adam, looking to benefit from the drivers ahead's penalties, see if he can get on that podium. Dan Coop getting 3 seconds there. We have Vaughan in the points, driven a good race here. 22 lap Old Hards, might be looking to pit again. Also has no penalties, as well as R.R. Paul, unfortunately out of this race really now. He was looking at a P2, possible P1, based on the fact that he has no penalties. And obviously we have Derek in 18th. His first race back after missing the previous 4. So Dan Cook on the fastest tyres at the moment, the soft tyres, only 4 laps old. He'll be looking to utilise them to the maximum, as Kuninch is now in DRS range, with Will getting another 3-second time penalty. I won't look at the time penalties, we'll save that for the end of the race, make it a mystery. Time penalties are a big thing in this game. We saw that yesterday with me managing to get the win. Drivers ahead just playing it too risky, pushing too hard, forgetting this is a race after all and there is more people in it than just the 2 you are battling. Drivers without penalties will be getting an advantage from those that do in front. Adam will be looking to pit, possibly, maybe go to softs. With Brendan still out, he must be looking to go to softs on the next few laps, possibly even this lap. Those mediums must be on the edge now. So we have Depre 18 seconds behind him, Visions 11 seconds behind Depre, as RL Lenny into the pit lane. 5-second penalty for speeding. There's been quite a few of them so far today. Hodgie Porter getting past him on his 15-lap old mediums. Kuninch back into the points now. He's driven a fantastic race so far. Very good to get those few positions on lap 1 spin, be quite far down and come back. Obviously Winitz having those few mistakes that cost him his race in the end, sadly. Not being able to do what Kuninch has done. Kuninch looking at a possible driver of the day from me, as Will gets past Dan Cook on that start-finish straight. Dan Cook in the pit lane here, going onto the softs, as I said. He's going to be looking to get that fastest lap, probably in his mind. Whether he will or not, we'll have to see. As we have Visions now there, and as I predicted as well, Brendan on those softs, Depre on those softs. Depre's going to be chasing down Visions ahead of him. Only 8 laps to go. Sorry, can't do maths. 8 laps to go, 7 seconds gap. He's going to be looking at trying to do about 1.5 seconds a lap, see if he can have enough time to catch him. He's got about an even amount of ERS, just 9% separates them. As there is M plate on the track there. As red M plate, that could be Ferrari. As we have Dan Cook, and there's a safety car. A late safety car with all these penalties. The order is going to be very interesting now. Dan Cook DNFing. Was he doing that going for that fastest lap? Drivers with only 3 seconds or none are going to benefit significantly. Vaughan going to benefit now significantly. If he pits for the softs this lap, he could very much be in the points, high points. Visions looking to get that first place now. He goes into the pit for soft, just behind Rob. He comes out. Will he get back ahead of him? Yes, he will. He'll get that position in the pit lane. He won't have to return it. So that'll bring him a lot closer to Brendan now. He'll be looking for that fastest lap and that first place if he can just stay with Brendan. Brendan behind this safety car now. A late race safety car as Vaughan gets 5 seconds for speeding. A driver with 0 penalties and he gets the 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. This could be significant as well. Dowd now up into the points as Toto in 6th here. Should we check? We don't look at penalties, sorry. We had a few stops. So, drivers who've benefited so far. Dylan up 9 positions. Also a very good candidate for driver of the day today. As well as Adam, also 9 positions, and he's in 5th as there's a 5-second time penalty. I didn't see who for. My mistake there, sorry. Ira Poole obviously having a very unfortunate race today. He'll be looking to come back next week, obviously. 10 positions lost now. As we have Will and Derek both up 3 positions. Will into the pit lane. Looking for softs probably. Yep, soft for him. Visions right behind Depre. I believe Visions only has 3 seconds. Brendan ahead with, I believe, 9 seconds now. Depre, I believe, 9 seconds as well. Sure, that's just from my memory. Derek is now in 15th. Making his way back up the field. Drivers all probably saving as much fuel as they can now. Really waiting to properly push on these final 5 laps of the race. The safety car will probably be in this lap, I think. Depending on how quickly Ira Poole's AI catches up to the pack. So we have Coonage also on the soft, looking to get past those cars ahead. We'll go back to tyres now. Coonage with the advantage over 3 cars ahead of him. Toto didn't pit. He's going to be struggling at the end of this race now. Robbed as well. Apologies. Robbed 8 lap old tyres. The oldest and the slowest tyres on the track at the moment. Running in 4th. Did not decide to pit. Adam going to be looking to really gain an advantage. Possibly even get himself on that podium. So drivers that could benefit quite significantly here are Fresh Ibrahim on a few of these cars ahead. Coonage and Podgy Porter looking to benefit, especially Coonage, get his way up into those higher points, so medium high points, around 7th to 6th there. Good few points for Mercedes. His teammate Brendan currently leading. Will he be leading across the line though? Or will his penalties bring him back down a few positions? We have the safety car still out. It will be in this lap though. Every driver caught up to the pack. And the incident obviously no longer there. So the order on the safety car restart will be Brendan, followed by Depre, Visions, Robbed, Adam, Toto, Patrick, Dylan, Lenny, Dowd, Coonage, Podgy Porter, followed by Vaughan, Ira Poole, sadly not in, Derek, Fresh Ibrahim, Will, and then Zeno, who's quite a few laps behind, but he is he's just tucked away behind Robbed there. So possibly going to be a bit of a block for Adam here. Just got to get himself past, but obviously it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Safety car in this lap now. Where's the get the times up? The gap to the leader. That data, there you go. Forgot about that at the beginning of the race. Visions, yeah, Visions looking like he could get himself the win. Here we go. Brendan going to be leading on the start. He's going for it now. A final chicane as he locks up there. Going on to the start-finish straight. There is already a second gap between Rob and Visions. Visions going to be looking for this as there's a good safety car restart for Brendan there. Round turn 2. Here we go. These final 4 laps are going to be interesting as the yellow flag sector 1. What's happened here? Toto, he's clearly spun. I said those tyres aren't going to be doing him any favours off the safety car restart, and they clearly haven't, as Fresh Ibrahim gets 3-second time penalty there. So, Will getting a 3-second time penalty there. Yellow flags in sector 2. What's happened here? Just think a little collision there, I believe. Adam going to be looking to possibly catch up to Rob ahead on those 10-lap old mediums. There's a yellow flag in sector 2 for some reason. No cars there at the moment. Visions going past Depri. He's going to be really pushing it now. 1.4 seconds to the car ahead. Can he keep that gap down? Brendan using a lot of his ERS on that first lap. Going fastest lap of 1:10.4. Sorry. Vision's going to be trying to get that gap down. Possibly saved fuel under this safety car. He's going to be looking to get back. As Patrick Robert spins. Kunich up into P8 now. Going to be looking for Lenny and Dylan ahead of him. He's got 2.5 seconds to the car ahead on the medium tyres. 2 laps older than his. And the car in front is Dylan on those 9-lap old tyres. Adam having a very good race today. As there is Fresh Ibrahim going through him there. Lap cars as Vaughan goes past Toto Wolff, who has got wing damage, I believe he must do. That's very unfortunate for Toto there. Yeah, front right damage to his end plate there. As Kunich is bringing that gap down. Vision's losing time to the car in front, but getting away from Depri, securing himself that P2 at least. I believe he's looking to stay within those 6 seconds of Brendan ahead. He's got about 3.5 laps left as Will gets another penalty. He must be quite close to getting disqualified at this point in time. As there's a yellow flag in sector 1. What's happened there? As Toto, I believe, goes into the pits, gets that front wing change, softs on. Brendan really going to be pushing it now. Wants that win for Mercedes. Kunich in 8th position, trying to get those extra points. 1.7 seconds to that car ahead now. As RRL Lenny catching Dylan ahead of him. He's going to be going for this move down the back straight into that final chicane. But Kunich is going to be hot on his tail, trying to get that. As Zeno with another 3-second time penalty. Vision's able to keep that around 2 seconds, that gap to Brendan. Will he be able to beat him on penalties? Brendan having to remember as Visions gets a 3-second time penalty. He's pushing hard, but he's pushing too hard. He's going to need to watch himself very, very carefully now. Have Kunich staying there. Patrick Robert, 3-second time penalty, down in 10th. He's not going to want too many of them. He wants to keep in those points. Fresh Ibrahim, 3 seconds there. Hodgie Porter within 6/10. Patrick Robert, that's in the wall. Straight across the track on turn 1, and he's in the wall. 10-second time penalty, corner cutting, and that is going to be unfortunate for him there. He reverses back onto the track. That's going to be very beneficial for Vaughan there. Patrick Robert now out of this session on lap 34. Visions 1.8 seconds to Brendan. He's keeping that gap as it is. He's trying his absolute hardest not to lose that time. He wants this win. You can tell it. He's hungry for it. Toto Wolff going past Patrick Roberts' crashed car there. RL Pools AI doing quite well. As RL Lenny getting past Dylan. They're side by side on this back straight. Dylan back past RL Lenny. Will we see some late braking? We will. He's been turned across. Is that it? Is he out? RL Lenny as Kunich goes up. Sorry, I'm so excited I'm choking. Kunich now within DRS of Dylan. He's going to be really trying to get that 6th place. Mercedes looking like the top constructor from this race by a long shot. Depri holding Rob behind him. Rob on those 14 lap old mediums as we have yellow flag sector 1. I think that might have been RL Lenny. RL Lenny still having that wing damage. Yep, you can see it's really having an effect on his car now. Kunich 5/10 to the car ahead of Dylan. Will he be going for that late move on the final lap of the race? As Visions, will he be trying to get past Brendan here? Could this be an on the line overtake, or is it a bit too late? I think it's too late, but will he get past on penalties? Unfortunately not, as Depri will be the next to come across the line. Visions could have very easily won that race, but sadly just pushing that tiny bit too far. As we have the order now, Adam going to be coming across the line. Will he get ahead? Yes, he moves up to 4th position. Kunich getting 5th. A very, very good race from Kunich. As we have Brendan taking that fastest lap of 1:10.4. And we have on penalties a lot of position changes. A few stops from quite a few people. Adam making 10 positions in this race. Dylan making 10 positions in this race. Some very, very good stuff. Driver of the day, the game has given to Dylan. However, I am going to have to give that one to Adam. A very good race from Adam there. Really trying his hardest. Got himself from 14th on the grid up into 4th position. He'll be ecstatic, I'm assured, with those 12 points for AlphaTauri. As the finishing order is Brendan, followed by Visions, Depri, Adam, our driver of the day. Kunich also with a fantastic race there, making up 7 positions, followed by Robbed, losing a few positions to time penalties. Dylan, Vaughan, Podgy Porter, Darid, RL Pool just missing out on points. Sadly, his AI could not do anything. Toto Wolff with that late crash. RL Lenny with that spin from Dylan. I'm sure that will be looked into by the stewards. Followed by Fresh Evrium, who also did quite well, got a lot of penalty points though. Derek getting back after 19th on the grid, finishing 15th. Followed by Will, Patrick Robert, who DNF sadly with that very, very, very late incident. Followed by Dan Kook, Zeno, and sadly Winnett, who drove quite well for the laps he was in here, but wasn't consistent enough to keep it going. So that's going to be it for 7GR Round 8 Tier 2 Canada. And our winner today is Brendan, followed by Visions and Depri. So congratulations to those 3, and we'll see you next week for Tier 1.